I'll continue. You kindly write this lecture notes, okay? Don't sit idle. You have to write something, then only that will be useful for you, okay? Simply listening will not make any use. You have to write the lecture notes, do the problems, everything you need to do. Yeah. Any doubts, please feel free to ask the doubts also. So already we know the concept of trunking. Now we'll go for the grade of service. I told you that all the calls which is requesting service may not be getting the service instantaneously according to his wish. Okay. Why? Because the available channels in the pool is very limited. So if all the channels are busy means the calls, I mean the customers who is requesting the service may get blocked or may get delayed for few times. So eventually it will get us blocked in future because it is not getting the service from the system. If all the available radio channels are in use, the user is blocked or it is denied access to the system. Okay, but there can be some systems which is using queue. What do you mean by queue? What principle, on what principle this queue is working? On what principle the queue will be working? Anyone? On what principle the queue will be working? Riya, Rakesh, Riya. On what principle? Any idea? Vidya, Vidya B. On what principle the queue will be working? Normal queue. In what basis it is working queue? Sushma.
First in, first out, sir.
Yes, it is working on the basis of first in, first out or FIFO. Good. So whoever is coming into this FIFO or queue and is placed in the first position, then he will get the service initially. Okay. And whoever is in the last placed in the queue, then he has to wait for indefinite time until he get the service. So maybe the length of the queue of that particular system will be infinitely large, or it can be finite also. So if the length of the queue is finite, for example, if the length of the queue is 20, then 20 number of customers can be placed in the queue. So what about the 21st customer? The 21st customer who is providing the initiation or who is providing the request to the call, he will not be placed in the queue as well as in the server because currently the server isn't busy. Okay, there is no more channel in the pool available which is free. All the channels is being accommodated by other users. So he is placed in the queue, but the thing is that the queue is also filled because the queue is only having the finite capacity for accommodating 20 users. So since I am the 21st user and I have placed a request and it is a peak busy hour, during that time all the channels available in the pool are now in busy. Even the queue is also accommodated maximum. So normally I will be treated as a blocked call. I will not get service because I'm not holded by the queue as well as the server. Okay, but consider that I'm the 10th user who is providing the request. So I'll be placed in the 10th position of the queue because the server isn't busy. All the channels are now busy in state. They are busy in providing service to other users currently. So I'll be placed as 10th position in the queue. So I have to wait until all the subscribers in front of me have rendered the service, or they have got the service from, or they have allocated the channel and they have completed the service, and whenever a channel is free that will be allocated to me. So that is nothing but your first in first out basis. Okay, so when all the customers who is placed before me, he will get the service, then only I will get the service because I am in the 10th position of the queue. But still I can hope that I will get the service, which means that I am delayed. I'm not blocked, I am delayed. Yeah, access is being denied momentarily, but later I will get. At that particular instant of time, access to that radio system is temporarily denied, but later I will get the access because I have been placed in the queue in the 10th position. So whoever the customers who has been placed before me, that's all the first to ninth position, they will get the service. They will be allocated the channel from the MSC, and they will get the service. And whenever a channel becomes available to me, then only I can access that particular channel. So that is nothing but in first out basis. So in modern telecommunication system, we have that provision also. That is, queuing system is accommodated. But in earlier times, we don't have that queuing system. So whenever a channel, all the channels available in the pool is found to be busy, then a newly coming request will not be accepted by the system at that instant of time itself. So it get blocked. It is not delayed at that momentarily. At that particular instant of time itself, it will get blocked because it is not taken into the system. Now, how we should design this trunking system? The trunking system must be designed very carefully in order to ensure that there is a low likelihood that the user will be blocked. So the chance of blocking of that particular user should be minimum. So in that way only the trunking system should be designed. So either the number of channels available in the pool should be increased, or there should be some sort of sharing the channels among multiple users so that the minimum interference will take place in such a way that we need to design the radio system, and the likelihood of or the probability of blocked a call or a call being blocked, it should be minimum. Okay. And this likelihood of delay or blocking can be measured in terms of a parameter called grade of service. So grade of service is nothing but a parameter that is going to measure the quality of the system in terms of likelihood of block or likelihood of delay. Okay, when does a call experience a delay? If the traffic is very congested, if the system is congested, if the traffic is very huge in such a way that all the available channels in the pool are currently in use and the newly requested call is placed in queue. In that case, he will experience a delay which is greater than a particular time. Okay, that time is called a queuing time. For example, if T time he need to wait at the queue, because ideally or generally it takes T amount of time to finish the service for all the other users who has been placed before him. Okay, so he need to wait for the service for how much duration? T amount of duration. So in that case, T is called the queuing time. So probability for a call that experiencing a delay which is greater than the queuing time, that is also measured in grade of service. But there can be certain system where there is no queue at all. Okay, certain telecommunication system will not be having any queue. In that case, we'll have only the server, or directly the call will be placed within the server and the channel is being allocated, the service will start. If there is no channel, it will get blocked or it will get delayed. Okay, sorry, not delayed, it will get blocked. Delay means there should be some queue. So in that case, we are measuring the probability of blockage or likelihood of call being blocked. Okay, so grade of service is nothing but a parameter that is measuring the likelihood that a call is being blocked or the likelihood that a call is experiencing a delay which is greater than a particular queuing time. This measurement is called grade of service or GOS. Clear? Any doubts? Now read these points. Grade of service, that is measure of ability of a user to access a trunked system. What do you mean by trunked system? Trunked system means the pool concept of channels. That is, we are we are free to access the channels from the pool provided the channel is being free. But if there is no channel, means we can't access. And once the call is being terminated, the channel that is allocated previously will be returned to that particular pool and it will be made available for other users which is keep on requesting. That is the concept of trunked system. So it is a measurement of ability of a user to access the trunked system during the busiest hour. That is very important because night times and all, often we'll be able to connect the call at any time because the measurement of traffic or the traffic is very less. So in that case, we are able to provide the service. So measure of the congestion, which is specified as probability. So this measure of congestion is known as grade of service. It is nothing but in terms of probability only. So it is a probability of a call being blocked or probability of a call can access the trunked system. In either way you can tell, because 1 minus the negative part is positive part, right? Because probability here, you know, if the probability of A is 0.5, probability of A bar is again 1 minus 0.5, that is 0.5. So grade of service is nothing but a measurement of ability of a user to access a truncated system, or it can be the measurement of ability of a user to block the access or denied an access. That also it can be called as grade of service, but it is a counterpart test. That's all. And there are two types of or two scenarios where a call can be blocked. Okay. So in that basis, we can categorize the systems as Erlang B system and Erlang C system. So there are two kinds of telecommunication system, Erlang B system and Erlang C system. In Erlang B system, it is called as blocked call cleared model or BCC, or lost call cleared model. That is, it is understood that the call has been blocked. From the terminology, it is understood that the call has been blocked. Why the call has blocked? Because there is no available channels for providing the service. So in that case, there is no queue also. So please be aware about the fact that in this particular Erlang B system, there is no queue. There is no queue means it has to get the service from the server itself whenever he is requesting the call. Okay, means channel has to be made available for him. But in this particular case, there is no available channel, means that the call will be get blocked. Such types of system is called blocked call cleared system. Then who is going to clear the blocked call? The same server only, but later time. Later time, whenever the channel is free, and if that particular user is requesting again by dialing that subscriber number, then he will be made available. And he can access that particular channel from the pool. That is what is meant by lost call cleared model. However, the call has been lost, but still it is being cleared in the later time by the same server whenever the channel is free. Clear? Second type of system will make use of the queue. That is what is called a lost call delayed model or blocked call delayed. It has been blocked. The call is being blocked. Why? Because the queue is very long, the traffic is very huge, it is a busiest hour, all the channels is being occupied, so I am forced to wait in the queue. So in that case, my call has been delayed, but I will get the service later once the channel is made available to me in the priority basis or in the FIFO basis. Okay, so it is being blocked, the call has been blocked, but later it is getting served. Okay, after a particular delay or after a particular queuing time, it is getting served. That is what is called a lost call delayed model. You can't say that it is a blocked call, it is a delayed call. That is what is called LCD model. The previous one, it is LCC or BCC. This one is called a LCD model, lost call delayed model or blocked call delayed model. Okay, it is otherwise called Erlang C system. So these are the two types of telecommunication system, Erlang B and Erlang C. Once again, I will repeat, in Erlang B, you don't have any queue. In Erlang C, you have a queuing system. So which means your call will not get instantaneously blocked. It will not get that momentary blocking will not happen, but it will get delayed for few time and then only it will get service. Okay, because you will have a queue to save the or to wait for the service. But the length of the queue can be finite or infinite. If it is finite, then again for the busiest hour, there is a high tendency of blocking because there can be a certain situation if entire queue, the length of all the queue has been occupied, then I may be the 21st customer and 20 will be the maximum length. So the 21st customer will have the tendency or it will have a probability of block. Okay, ultimately it is getting blocked because I'm not able to wait in the queue. So it will get blocked. And in the next try, but he can try. Okay, in the next try, maybe that queue will have some position or it will have vacancy and the call will get returned into that particular queue and he can wait for a specific time until the queuing time is finished so that he will get the service later. Clear? So these are the two systems. One is Erlang B and Erlang C. Erlang B is known as LCC model. That is, the call is being lost, but it is cleared later by the system upon retries. Second one is Erlang C system, which is making use of queuing system. Call is being lost because of the delay. Okay, but it will get service after a definite queuing time. The first one is BCC, blocked call cleared system or LCC. BCC is otherwise known as LCC model. So kindly, read all these bullets. Whatever I have told, the same thing I have written here. And user requests a service, there is a minimal call setup time and the user is given immediate access to a channel if one is available. If channel is available means there is no point of waiting. Immediately the channel can be given or allocated to that particular user. But if all the channels are already in use and there is no new channels, means that call will get blocked and he will not able to access the radio system. So it will not receive the service, but he can try later. Upon retry, maybe the channel will get available in the later time and he will able to access the system. Okay. All the blocked calls are instantly returned to the user pool. That is, he is able to access the channel from the available pool at any time, provided the channel is free. So this is a speciality of blocked call cleared system. Otherwise, it is known as LCC model or Erlang B system. Now, while modeling this VCC system, there are certain assumptions. Modeling means, what do you mean by modeling? It is a mathematical configuration or a methodology from which we are able to measure the grade of service or probability of blocking of a system. I told you grade. What do you mean by grade of service? Grade of service is a terminology which is used to measure the quality of the system. That is a probability of a call being experiencing a delay or a probability of a call that is being blocked, isn't it? So that is being measured in terms of GOS. So to measure the GOS of a particular system, we need to do some mathematical modeling. So that mathematical modeling will require some assumptions. So these assumptions are being followed for a VCC system. So I will discuss this in the next class, that is 3rd hour 11:10. Kindly join. If any doubts, please ask. Is that clear for you, the two systems? As of now, you know the concept of trunking, you know the concept of grade of service, and there are two telecommunication systems, Erlang B and Erlang C, and we need to aware about the terminologies of the telecommunication systems like AU, A and AC, lambda, H. These are the main 5 parameters. AU means traffic intensity from one user, A means the total offer traffic intensity, AC means traffic intensity per channel, H is the holding time, lambda is the arrival rate. Arrival rate is nothing but number of customers providing request per unit of time. So these are the basic terms that we have to familiarize from this telecommunication systems. These assumptions we'll discuss 3rd hour. Okay. Thank you all.